Hello, boys and girls. How are you guys doing? It is Angela Anderson of Angela's Literary Cafe, guys. I am hanging out with Terri J. Haynes on today, guys. It's a dual day for her, guys. Boys and girls, it is release day for her new release, and it is National Authors Day as well. So, Terri, double congratulations for being an author as well as the release of Passages of Hope.
Yes, thank you very much. It's
You are
been
so welcome.
been a
As
day.
you can see, Terri, I am super duper excited. And what we like to do here at the cafe, we want you to introduce yourself. But before you do that, I want to let the boys and girls know to remind you of, you know how we do it here, guys. Like, tag, and share. Tell a friend that we are hanging out with Terri J. Haynes on today, and to come on down, come on over to the cafe on today. Hello, Tiffany. Thank you so much for joining us on today. Hello, Jennifer Copeland.
Hey,
Thank you for joining us as well on today. So, Terri, I'm going to allow you to introduce yourself, my friend.
Yeah. Okay. So I am Terri J. Haynes. I am the owner and dyer for At Haynes House Yarns, which is my day job. I dye yarn for a living. I am married for 27 years. Hopefully, my wonderful husband has found the link and is watching. Um, 27 years. He's retired Army, so I'm a former Army wife. I have 3 children, and I live in Fort Washington, Maryland, just outside Washington, D.C.
Nice, nice. And guys, they are definitely there wishing you happy release day on today. And so, Terri, before we get started, you know we have to talk about this beautiful cover. Boys and girls, let me just tell you, when Terri did a cover reveal, this was probably, Terri, was it 6 months ago, my
It
friend?
probably was, yeah. Yeah, it probably was.
Guys, I lost it. I was like, oh my goodness, this cover is a super duper gorgeous. Okay, are y'all ready for this? Okay, Terri, we're gonna show them this cover. Okay, y'all, check that out. Okay, as y'all can see, the print copy, I mean, the Kindle is gorgeous, but check out that print copy of Passages of Hope. Terri, let's talk about that cover first and foremost, my friend. Tell us about that cover. It's gorgeous.
It's gorgeous, and I can say when I opened the email and saw the finished one, I had the same response. I was just like, "Oh my goodness!" Um, shout out to Barber because they were very hands-on with the process. So I had say in what I wanted, what I thought would look better. So we kind of bounced back and forth a couple times with ideas, but once they sent me the final, I just love her expression. She looks like try Jesus, but don't try me. She just looks like I know something, but I'm not gonna tell you. So I really, really love this color. And I will say I have been writing for publications since 2005, and I can't tell you the number of people that told me I would never have a Black woman on my cover.
Wow.
Never.
Well, I
Like,
mean, there you go.
yeah!
Check it out. I love that. I love that.
I'm
And
super excited about
this
that.
book is actually a part of a series. It's like an anthology with a group of authors. And the name of it, I want to make sure that I have it correct. It's the Doors to Passage series.
Doors to the Past.
Door to the Past series. So
Right.
tell us a little bit about that series and how how it came about of you being a part of this project.
So each book is based off of a historical location in the United States, as
Okay.
well as a dual time slip. So you get to write the modern and the historical. Most of them are, we found something in this location and it points to something in the past, and we tell the story both ways. Um, Barbara reached out to my agent and asked if I would be willing to write something with a famous Underground Railroad location.
Oh.
Now, the challenge with that is, and I've published with Barbara a couple times, and I've written Underground Railroad before. The challenge with that is there is no one centralized location. Like some of the books in the series are the Golden Gate Bridge, or there's a haunted hotel in Texas that's supposed to be the most haunted hotel. The Underground Railroad didn't exactly have a centralized location until they found William Still's house. He is considered to be the father of the Underground Railroad. In 2018, they found his house downtown Philly in the Bella Vista neighborhood off of a newspaper article. His wife was a seamstress and she advertised in the newspaper, and that's how they figured out where he lived. So then I had my location, right? I had my
Yeah.
sanitized location because there are some reports that he passed over 600 people through his house fleeing to slavery.
Wow.
And it is
Wow.
like, and I grew up in Baltimore, so to me, it's a Baltimore row house. It's no bigger than the house I grew up in, and he passed
Wow.
people through this house downtown Philly. So 2018, they actually put a marker outside his house, and I am going. I'm going to go and at least take a picture because the house is privately owned now. But I'm at least going to take a picture of the marker outside his house. So that I'm such a
Wow.
geek. I'm
And
absolutely such a geek, but that is just like
I,
major geekdom. Like, wow, they found this house. Like
exactly.
that was
And
major.
that actually leads me to the next question. What was the research like? Because, as you said, it's a dual timeline, but what was the research like for this story?
Well, okay, so um, I have tons and tons of research from the previous Underground Railroad book. But
Okay.
because I was writing from the perspective of a station master, I had to do a little more research
Oh.
and dig more in. Hey, Veronica, dig more into what it was like for free blacks, right? So I
Mm.
one of my gripes with telling our history is it is often one-sided or a narrow perspective. So we see the
Yes.
slaves running. We see all the shows with slaves out in the woods running, dogs chasing them, everything. What we don't see is the free blacks that welcomed them when they got to freedom, right? So we
Yeah.
don't see what it was like to be a station master. We don't see what it was like to be a part of a village vigilance committee. So that was the part that I had to research and really kind of dig deep into. And they hit a lot of their records, so it wasn't like a plethora of things that I could like daily letters like some other time periods. It wasn't that. So some of it was my own imagination, but some of
Okay.
it was research. Some of it was mostly centered around William Still because he kept the best records that I have come across.
Oh,
So
wow.
believe it or not, he used to hide his records in a cemetery so people
Oh.
would find them. He didn't keep them in his house. So
Oh.
every person that passed through his house, he interviewed them and kept records of them, whether they left family in the South when they ran, like all these details, but he did not keep that information in his house. That's why we
Wow.
have records.
Yeah. So even in your research, you found like fun facts or interesting facts and trivia facts as well.
Yeah.
And so I definitely want to ask you about this. So we talked about this amazing cover. We talked about your research. Okay, now because this is an anthology and it's several books within, or what have you, were you given the title Passages of Hope, or how did the title for this book come about? Tell us about that.
Um okay, so I am a person who absolutely loves layering and meaning, right? So like I'll give you an example. One of my shows that I really like to watch, and it's not coming on anymore, is Endeavor. It's a
Okay.
BBC show, a mystery show. The theme song spells out the letters of his name. So the music that you hear, it's like all kinds of layering. Like this scene was filmed twice because of this. I love that. So
Yeah.
Passage of Hope is very much layering. There is a character named Hope. There is a passage. And I thought, okay, coming from one place to another, play on words, I was like, Passages of Hope. Like, I often feel like I'm terrible at naming my books, but somehow it
Well,
always
this
works out.
one
But that one
works.
was just like, no, Passages of Hope. Because if I didn't tell you there was a hope in the book, you wouldn't know. You would think it was a
Right.
story of people coming to a place of hopefulness because they've escaped, slavery. Now, there's a person named
Exactly.
Hope in the book. So it's a double play on the
I
passage.
love that. Boys and girls, if you are just hanging out with us or just started watching us, we are hanging out with Terri J. Haynes, guys. It is release day. We are celebrating with her new release, guys, Passages of Hope. Guys, of course, we keep showing this gorgeous cover that is amazing. Of course, you know how we do it here on the cafe. If you have questions for Terri, definitely put them in the comment section. We'll be sure to include you as well. So, Terri, let's talk about the amazing characters for a little bit. Of course, let's start with Grace Kingston. Can you tell us a little bit about her? If you had to describe her character, how would you describe her for us?
This baby done been through some things. All right, that was like the start of this story was just she has just not had a good life. Like she her lost her mother in childbirth. So she's, her dad is estranged because he's grieving. Her beloved grandmother has just died. She has moved from job to job to job and just really doesn't have any roots. And her grandmother that she lost kind of provided that stability to her.
Yeah.
So we come to this story where she's in the world by herself and she's trying to figure out why in the world did my grandmother give me such a precious gift when I don't have anything to show for it.
Wow.
And she learns to knit because she is troubled. So the school thinks that she's troubled, so they put her in a program where she learns to knit very young, and it's just been the thing that's constant along with grandma. Grandma crocheted, and she. So, but yeah, Gracie's she's tough, but she doesn't think she is. She thinks that she has messed it all up. She thinks she's not worthy. And it was very nice to kind of explore that, how we sometimes look at ourselves versus how we actually are. So we get to see that disconnect between what she thinks she is and what she actually is.
Yeah.
So Gracie is, but she just done had it rough. Baby done had it rough. I was like, I was writing. I was like, woo, girl, you done had it rough like that, baby.
Yes. Now share with us. You told us there's a character named Hope. Share with us a little bit about Hope. Hope's character.
That's gonna be a spoiler.
Oh, well, no, we don't want to do any spoilers.
Olivia.
Yes.
Olivia is the person in the past. So Olivia is the person who is the station master on the Underground Railroad, and Hope comes to see Olivia. That'll be all I'll say without spoiling. Olivia, I'll tell you about her. She is. You ever met people who are like super brave, but they just like, sure, there's my honey. Hi, honey. They're just like, I'm just doing this, like I'm not thinking about whether I'm brave or I'm strong. It's just, I feel like this is my duty to do. So that's kind of what Olivia is. Olivia's parents were freed blacks in Philly, and she grew up doing abolitionist work as a child, much like William Still. So that's also a pull from William Still's story. William Still was doing abolition. His parents were taking in fugitives while he was a very young boy. So that's all he knew his whole life. So she's always done this. This is something she's passionate about. And she has her husband is a Black doctor in the Bella Vista community, and he has agreed to allow her to continue to work as a station master, but they don't share details to keep him safe.
Wow.
They're like, if you're taking it in question, you can't say what I'm doing because I don't tell you what I'm doing. So I felt like, it was that. Now, I absolutely could do that to my husband. Like, he's on here. If I was like, baby, I have this great work that I'm doing and I can't tell you about it, he would absolutely go along with it. So I wanted to kind of show that husband and wife working together, even though there are secrets between them, and like my husband, the husband in the book absolutely knows everything she's doing. She ain't keeping him. He knows what she's doing. But he allows her the illusion of his safety, he's like, you think you're keeping me safe, and I'm gonna let you have it. So that's Olivia in the past, in the 1855 part of the story.
Nice. Now, even though this is historical fiction and it's a dual timeline, is there a character, and it could be more than one, that was the most interesting for you to write, or the most fun to write? And then is there a character in this story that at moments you kind of had to take a step back, or you kind of had to sit with their thoughts?
I like the most. Oh, I liked everybody. Like
Uh-huh.
I like
And it
fun,
could be a character or
fun.
one that stood
There's
out, like
a
you just had the most fun with writing. Like when that particular character was talking to you, you just had a field day.
oh yeah, there Miss Lila has to be number one. So that is Gracie's grandmother's best friend.
Uh-huh.
So Miss Lila, I always appreciate older black women because they ain't got no filter after that. They get to 60, they ain't got a bit of filter. They say what they think. And I'm like waiting. I'm like, my moment is coming. I
Your
am going
moment
to
is
be able to
coming.
just say, baby, no, you ain't doing that. So Miss Lila is kind of that person in the book. She's just completely embracing Gracie, even though she's just lost her best friend.
Uh-huh.
But just kind of being there and being substitute family, even though, Marion, Gracie's grandmother, is gone. So I loved writing Miss Lila. I loved, like, if there's one point where Miss Lila is going down into the secret room that they find, and I can say that
Uh-huh.
because it's on the back cover. And she's just like, I'm not at no, I can go down these steps, like so I liked Miss Lila. There is a little boy in the past series that I liked writing him because he was just I just was able to make him so little boy. Like, just, I have two sons and a daughter, and I have no brothers. So when I had sons, it was like, I don't understand little boys. Oh, I understand them now. So I actually really like writing precocious little boys. So
Uh-huh.
he was another favorite. One that I had to sit back and think about, Gracie's uncle, that will go into spoilers, but Gracie's uncle was a couple of times like, dude, what are you doing? Chill. Okay. And then continue to write him,
Right,
questionable.
right.
But I was just like, wow. And there is a villain in the book. Yeah. Without spoilers, definitely on the list. Oh, wow. Okay. Got to stop and think about that.
I love it. I love it. Boys and girls, if you are just joining us, we're hanging out with Terri J. Haynes on today, and we're celebrating release day with her, guys, of her new release, Passages of Hope. Guys, just check out that cover. We're going to keep showing it. We are both loving this cover as well. Again, if you have a question for Terri, put it in the comment section. We'll be sure to include you as well. Now, Terri, do you have a little snippet, just enough to wet their whistles, that you're going to share
Oh,
with
come
us?
on. I wasn't ready.
You're not ready.
Ask me
If,
some more questions. I wasn't ready.
look, guys, she's not ready. Let us know when you are ready to share a little bit, read us a little snippet. And like I said, it could be from the very beginning. It could be, whatever
I
you want
have
to
a
share
scene in mind,
as
but it's
well.
just a matter of finding
Okay. I'll
where
keep
it
I'll
is.
keep asking you questions while you find
Okay, go
your
ahead.
moment
I can
for
talk and
that as
read
well.
amazingly. I can talk and read.
Okay, you can talk. So we also wanted to know, you told us a little bit about your research for this particular book as well, but can you share with us what it was like to write in a dual timeline or what have you? What did you enjoy about that?
Very challenging. It was like a little bit like the putting on a different hat. You know how they say
Oh,
people wear different hats? So I would have to put on the historical hat because there are terms and phrases that will throw you completely out of the historical because it's too modern.
okay.
So conjunctions, not conjunction, contractions.
Okay.
So one of the main things was limiting the number of contractions. It's not that they didn't speak in contractions. It's
Uh-huh.
it was like the reverse, like modern people, the times we don't use contractions. It was
Oh.
how frequent they really didn't frequently use contractions. The other thing too was like words like stakeout. Um, that's a very modern term and wasn't used in that time. So you had to think about, was this term even in use in 1855? My
Oh,
editor had to
wow.
couple back and was like, this term is too modern. how about this? So that was the real. So modern side, it was like, okay, yes, make sure that my characters all have a voice and they all sound the same. But uh, the historical was like a thinking, but it was always fun because I'm always up for a challenge. I'm always saying, okay, this is what we're going to do. We're going to challenge. So yeah, I enjoyed flipping back and forth. And what I did was, although, and it it worked out, thank the Lord. I wrote the whole modern, wrote the whole historical, and then went back and weaved them together, which I
Oh,
now understand
wow.
that is not the way most dual timeline people happen. But
Right.
the way I very often write a skeleton or bare bones and then add things in. So I was able to weave them together because in my mind, I knew that's what I was going to do. So I would leave a space that I could weave them back and forth, or word
Oh,
count in each scene that I could add to weave them back and forth where they didn't seem so jarring. So a
okay.
lot of rearranging of scenes. So like there were things that were happening in the past and the tension was building, but then it was going flat in the modern. And I'm like, nope, we gotta build on both places and then bring them both down at the same time. So yeah, it was a little bit of a little bit of thinking, but I enjoy writing. So both timelines
Wow.
work
And
for me.
Dr. Velma called it, she said that the jigsaw method.
Jigsaw method,
Like it's
yeah,
kind of like
like it
a
just
puzzle. Yes, yes, yes,
it
yes.
just happened to actually work out. Thank the Lord, because I could have
Yeah,
been
yeah.
rewriting that whole book.
Now, Terry, when you think about your characters of this book, it again, it's a historical, it's a dual timeline or what have you. But what came first to Terry? Was it the characters or was it the plot in this story?
Okay, I am absolutely tried and true a plotter. I
Oh, okay.
used to be a pantser, which most people who are pantsers are character first, and then they fill the plot in later, or they don't have a solid plot, and then they just write until it comes clear to them. I can't do that. I'm very organized in my regular life, so plotting, I over the years trained myself to plot because it's something sexy about sitting down and just writing. Just no direction, just let the words flow wherever they go. But
Yeah.
look, I did that, and then I ended up having to rewrite half the book. And I said, "So we're not doing that again. We're gonna come up with plot, and we gonna stick to this plot." And of course, it's not set in stone. So I don't have like everything has to be in there that I originally plot. Like sometimes I go back and look at my original synopsis and the book looks very different. So it's like, okay, there is a flow and there is a moment where I give myself the freedom to say, this ain't gonna work, you know, take it a different direction. But I do plot. I absolutely.
Gotcha. So it's like you are a plotter, but you allow space for your creativity or your creative juices to kind of, if you need to, like, yeah,
Yeah,
nice.
you have to, because once your subconscious starts working on the story, it'll come up with something that you're just like, I didn't even think about that. The room, the passage that I'm looking for that now I cannot find it. Ada and Gracie. Ada is Gracie's cousin, and they're sitting talking about why God took their grandmother, because they're both the grandmother. And I wanted the grandmother to have, all these what I call like church mother sayings. You know how church mothers had a saying for everything. They like,
Uh-huh.
girl, that dog ain't gonna hunt. Like you're like, okay. So I wanted grandma Grand to have her own set of terminologies. So in this scene, and it just came to me, like I said, freedom to move. I have a plot, but in this scene, I knew they were going to be talking about losing their grandmother,
Mhm.
and the cousin says, what Grand used to say, God's business, and Gracie fulfills it and says, is none of your business. And that was like this moment, like it just came to me like on the fly. Like I was like, wow, yes, that's a really, God's business ain't none of your business. God is doing what he wants to do, and it's not your business. So I just was like, so you got to give yourself the freedom to kind of play and to move and make changes, but not feel so
Yes.
locked into it that you're like, I have to write this.
Yes, yes, yes. And then in this story, it's a story of family, freedom, and forgiveness. Can you talk about that a little bit? Not giving anything away, but tell us a little bit about that. If you was to infuse those story of family, freedom, and forgiveness, what does that? What do you think about when you hear those three things?
Well, of course, the Underground Railroad portion of it, freedom, and it was very interesting. I was actually just talking to my dad this morning about the reasons people ran, and sometimes enslaved people, formerly enslaved people, they weren't even getting treated badly, right? So we have the stories in our heads of Kunta Kinte and all these very very violent things, but there were some that had an easier existence. Let's put it that way.
Mm-hmm.
But some of them were the main ones running because they were like, even my easier existence doesn't replace my freedom. Like it still wasn't enough. It was like, you got it good. You can just stay. Like there were slaveholders that told their slaves, why are you trying to run away? I treat you well. And they were like, but I'm still not free.
Mm-hmm.
So that
Mm-hmm.
was something that was just really like profound for me to be like, so freedom, family. I think family is just relationships is a theme for me. I love to see when relationships work. I love to explore dysfunctional relationships.
Mm-hmm.
FYI, before the pandemic, my husband and I pastored a church. So that was a lot of the pastoral care we gave to people was working through their relationships.
Yeah.
I am estranged from my mother. I am estranged from my father. So that family is always, and family can be the best or the most painful, depending on the
Mm.
experience. Like it can really be ride or die, like I got you, or it can be please forget my name. All right. Anyways, so I love exploring freedom. I don't even remember what the last one was. Family and
Forgiveness.
forgiveness. There is it's again back to my pastoral care days. There forgiveness can bog you down so badly. It can just be so toxic, and then you find out that the person that you're holding a grudge has forgotten you exist. Like they're not
Mm.
even thinking about you, and you are rehearsing this hurt in your mind and over again, when you could just forgive the person and move on. So
Mhm.
forgiveness and Gracie has to do a little bit of that. Some of the other characters in the book have to do a little bit of that, but forgiveness is toxic. Unforgiveness is toxic if you let it be.
Nice, nice. Boys and girls, if you're just joining us, we're hanging out with Terri J. Haynes on today, guys. It is release day, and we're doing a release day celebration with her, guys. This is her latest release, Passages of Hope, that release on today. And of course, guys, we're going to tell you how you can get your hands on a copy of this amazing story, guys. It's in ebook as well as print copy. Now, Terri, is it available
And
in
wait, wait, wait,
audio as
wait,
well?
wait, wait.
Go ahead.
Yes, yes, yes. I
Yeah.
wasn't trying to stop you. I was like, yes, yes.
I
I
look,
have,
and we love when
I
books are
have
all three.
audiobooks.
That is so exciting.
I
Guys,
have
all
audiobooks.
three, whatever suits your fancy, whether it's audiobook, print copy, or ebook, you can get a copy of that. And speaking of audiobooks, Terri, because you got so excited, tell us what was that experience like when you found out that it was going to be available in audiobook?
Okay, so my husband is on here and he will testify. I don't do well with multiple strong emotions, right?
Okay.
Like if I'm happy, I'm happy. If I'm sad, I'm sad. But if I'm confused and angry, I'm checking out. I'm done. I'm like, I can't no more. So when they sent me the email saying, "Oh, your book is going to be produced an audiobook," I logged out. I closed my whole computer down and I walked away. I was like, I can't, I can't, I can't. So then I came back because I had to tell my husband, and I was like, "They're going to do an audiobook." He's like, "Oh, cool, cool. You're going to listen to it?" I was like, "No, that's creepy beyond words. No, no." So I have tasked
Look,
him.
Terri, he said you almost forgot to breathe.
Yeah, yeah. I was just like, no, No. So I have tasked him with listening to the audiobook. I'm really not going to listen to it. I don't think I can. I think it would just be too much. So yeah, it was, but it was, I mean, it was exciting. I've never had an audiobook before. And my voice actor reached out to me for some pronunciations because she was already working. And I was like, hi, like
So
all goofy.
exciting.
Hi.
I love
Sure.
that. Well, boys and girls, of course, at Terry, we have to play a round of this or that, my friend. And I
Okay.
promise you, there is no right or wrong answer. It is all things according to you. Are you ready, my friend?
I am ready.
Okay. Big city or small town?
Oh my goodness. Uh Big city.
Okay.
Even though I
Text
love
message
small
or
towns.
look, and you can say both. Remember, it's
Oh,
all
okay,
things
I can say
according to
both.
you. Yeah.
Both. I have lived in both, and both have laudable qualities. Small towns are more closely knit and better community than big cities, but big cities got the opera houses and the theaters and the libraries and the restaurants. So both.
Both. Okay. Text message or phone call?
Phone call. Oh my Lord, don't text me. Ooh, don't text me. I cannot stand text.
Okay.
I,
Phone call
I
it is,
need
guys. Phone call it is.
phone call. Don't text me.
Okay. Audio book or podcast?
Both. Easy.
Okay.
Both.
Now we taking a trip. Are we going to the beach or the mountains?
Beach. One, I suffer from migraines, and sometimes being up in the higher elevation kicks me off. And then I promise you, I love the beach with my whole heart. Like it is my happy place. I
I got
go
it.
once a year. Love the beach.
Okay. Now we taking a trip. We going on an airplane or we doing a road trip?
Road trip. As much as I hate being in a car and using public bathrooms, I hate flying more.
Okay. So road trip it is.
Road trip. We getting in the car.
Okay, Terry, glass half full or glass half empty?
Glass half full.
Okay. And
Yep.
look, we have to ask you this last one for the cafe. Okay, you ready? Are you team tea or are you team coffee?
Coffee. I'm drinking tea right now, but I am such a coffee snob that there is a gourmet coffee roaster here in Maryland, and I have their coffee shipped to my house every 2 weeks
Uh,
because I am that much of a. The fastest way you can get me unhappy is take me somewhere with bad coffee in the morning, because I already am not a morning person, and then you're gonna give me bad coffee. And Starbucks tastes like dirt. I'm just gonna say it. It tastes like dirt. Okay, done.
Okay, with
All
Terry.
right, there you go.
Okay,
You
all
didn't know
right.
you was getting all that, did you? That pumpkin
Okay,
stuff.
for my coffee lovers out there. Oh, well, Terry, let me tell you about this one. She did not ask me to do this. Are you familiar with author Dahlia? She has a coffee brand that's called Smooth Java Beans. Oh my goodness, I have to give you her information, and I
Okay.
have some people in
Yes.
the comment section. They can attest to this as well. But it's called Smooth Java Beans, and she has I want to say it's like decaf, medium, strong. If I was trying to see if author Sharon Blunt is out there, she could probably fill us in a little more too. But I'll definitely get you the information
Yeah. Give me
for
the
that
information.
as well. Yes. Now, Terry, did you find your little snippet that you wanted
No.
to read, or were you still look? Okay, no problem. I didn't want to skip it if you had found it or what
No.
have you. Now, the time goes by so fast,
I
Terry. Oh my
know.
goodness. Thank you so much for doing this or that with us as well. Now, of course, boys and girls, you know that there is a giveaway as well. And I'm going to let Terry share with us what her giveaway on this evening is going to be.
My giveaway is, of course, a copy of the book and
There you have it, boys and girls.
a paperback copy. Or maybe a Kindle copy. You can say your preference, not the ebook, but
Okay.
not the audio book, the ebook or the paperback.
Okay, so there you have it, guys. You will the winner, you are able to let us know if you want it in version, ebook copy, or if you want it in paperback version. And Terri will make sure that she get the copy that you prefer to read it. Okay, so what we're gonna do, Terri, is I'm gonna go up and down the comment section, my friend, and you're
Okay.
gonna tell me when to stop. Okay.
All right,
All
cool.
right, let's get going here. All right, I am ready when you are.
Okay.
And whenever you tell me when to stop.
Oh, you're picking now.
I'm
Oh,
just waiting for you to tell me to
oh,
stop. I'm
oh,
scrolling up and down the
I'm
comment
so
section.
sorry. Okay, now, stop now.
Okay, let's see. Veronica Lockett, you are a copy. You are the winner of a copy of Passengers of
And she
Hope.
just commented.
And
Did you do that on purpose?
no, nope, just
No,
going up
she
and
just, no,
down. And
I'm
then when
talking
you
about
said stop,
Veronica. Veronica
oh,
felt
Veronica.
that, like, now it's my
Uh,
moment. I should say something because I'm going to win this book. Congratulations,
oh,
Veronica.
so Veronica, how will just inbox me which version that you want, your ebook or the print copy. If ebook, of course, send me your email address. If print copy, your address, and we will get that over to Terri as well. Now, Terri, can you share with the people how they can get their hands on a copy of Passengers of Hope?
Okay, well, of course, you can go to everywhere ebooks and paperback books are sold, Amazon, Barnes Noble, my publisher, Barber Publishing. You can also get it there. Also, the same with ebooks, Christian Publishing, Christian Books, you can get it there. So, pretty much everywhere you can get books, you can get my book.
I love that. I love that. And boys and girls, of course, after you finish reading it, definitely make sure you leave a review. I know that Terri J. Haynes will be appreciative of that as well. And Terri, how can we stay connected with you?
All right. Well, you got a couple of ways in. Of course, TerriJHaynes.com is my website. Author Terri J. Haynes is my Facebook. Terri J. Haynes is my Instagram. For my business, for my writing, for my business, it's at .haynes.house.yarns. I actually dyed yarns, and I'm gonna show you something cool while I'm talking about the yarns. So I'm more active there because that's my day job. You know what I mean? Like, I gotta make money. That's the way I pay my bills. I created colors based off of the colors on the cover of my book. So
Oh,
these will go
super
on.
cool.
So I dyed these to yesterday, and I based them on the colors in the book, so you can kind of see those. So when you go to At
Nice.
Haynes House Yarns, you like, I've been sitting here knitting the whole time. You can't see my hands, and I don't need to look, but yes. So I took a copy. They sent me like cardstock of my cover, and I just took it out into my dye studio and was like, okay, this is this color, this is this color, this is this color, and made yarn out of it. So yay.
That is super cool.
I know.
Wow.
I know. So I'm most active on At Haynes House Yarns, but I do post on Terri J. Haynes. Thank you.
Nice, nice. And Terri, we will definitely make sure that we put your contact information in the comment section as well. Now, Terri, is there a website with a newsletter that they can go to, or a website that they can check out your stuff to? What's that?
TerriJHaynes.com. That's where mostly everything is.
Nice. There you have it, boys and girls. Definitely stay connected with Terri J. Haynes. Boys and girls, go out and get you a copy of Passengers of Hope if you do not have a copy already. And of course, tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend about this amazing story, guys, to go out and get them a copy as well. And guys, when you get your copy, feel free to take pictures, tag Terri J. Haynes in those pictures as well. If you see it out in the wilderness, as they say, if you see it in stores, take pictures, tag her as well. Terri, it's been amazing hanging out with you on today and celebrating your release day. I know that you could have been anywhere. So thank you for hanging out here with us on the cafe to celebrate Passages of Hope. And I want to allow you to have the last words of what you want to say to the people today about your new release.
Thank you so much for all the support. I appreciate it. It was an emotional book to write, and I hope that I have adequately captured the trauma of the Underground Railroad, but also the hope in it. I hope that you leave this book hopeful. And I hope that you leave in this year hopeful. I know it hasn't been easy for lots of us, but don't lose your hope.
With Terri, thank you so much again for hanging out with us here on the cafe and celebrating your release day. Again, my friend, happy National Authors Day as well for you. It's been amazing finding out more information about Passages of Hope. Boys and girls, go out and get you a copy of this amazing story. I love it. I love it. That's our time on today. And as we always say here at the cafe, my friends, have an amazing day because we're having an amazing day. And until next time, we'll see you later. Bye-bye.
Bye.